Lucky, you did a program with us when?
6.5 years ago.
Okay.
Abundance.
And where were you at that point? Where were you?
I was a major in the Army, one day short of Lieutenant Colonel.
The youngest major probably in the Army?
In the history of the Army.
In the history of the Army?
Or non-war Army, yeah.
Sounds like a pretty clever guy? Set, either desk job, Lieutenant Colonel, money, you got it. Are you crazy? You know how when people leave jobs like that, they try and talk you out because if he's right, they could be wrong? And they don't want to be wrong, so they've got to make him wrong because they're staying. And he is the chosen one in the Army. How could he possibly leave? Because he looked around and saw, well, is this it? And he'd been trading shares and learning. He started with Dr. Klaus and started trading and stuff like that.
I did, yeah.
And then he got involved with trading and looking around and trading other things and working away. And then he gets to this company and starts trading away, and he becomes a really good trader in shares on the Forex and other things. And they say, would you like to work in this? Okay. And he can become a trainer of the traders, a coach. And how long it was from then before you bought the company?
I bought a program in August 07. I started working for them in Feb 08. And I became the MD in August 09. So it was 2 years from starting to buying the whole company.
You know the one, I worked in the company, loved the company so much I bought it. But he didn't even have any money to buy it because Army pay's not that good, it's pretty good. And you know, if you're a major, it's pretty cool. However, he did a deal and worked out a deal on profit share and da-da-da. And anyway, end result is he ends up, and now he owns it. And now, since then, what date's that?
That was August 09, 1st of August.
Okay. So since then to, let's call it, 3 years or something, well not quite, 2.5, he's now running an organisation that has trading rooms online, and he shows people how to trade, and they can log into a system while he's at home having a cappuccino. We'll take a deep breath in. And you have 100 people, lots of people online, and he's checked by the ASIC. He's got a complete license, and he's the licensee of a corporation that does that. And he had a lot of competitors before he started, and they've all been fallen over, been knocked off by the ASIC. And he's the one standing because what?
We've all been knocked off.
Yeah, they had car accidents and bullets through the head.
There's only 2 left.
It's it. Asia. So we have a ways of changing the world. Now, so the end result is, and the reason he's standing and the reason he's there is that I know this man, and know his brother, his father's a doctor, a beautiful, beautiful family, and watched Lockie for these years. He's been sending me his reports of trading, and he's just outstanding on this, outstanding. And what he's done is he's made it so his company is totally transparent, that he puts his trading online for everyone to see, the good, the bad, the ugly, the warts and all. And there is, in fact, ASIC loves this. They love it. How does that make you feel?
We were the first to do it, so it was kind of a little bit of a pioneering move. How does it feel? I'll take a slight segue. I said to 3 very senior brokers that I'm going to inject some integrity into the financial industry when I took over, and they all laughed. Their companies are now closed. What I wanted to do is actually physically call signals live on the internet for people and say, please buy oil now at this price, and then produce a statement at the end of the month to say, ha ha, look what we've done. And ASIC originally first said, you can't do that because that means your trading system has to work.
Imagine that.
Well, guess what?
No control.
No. I'm now actually trying to convince ASIC to have that as a standard for all financial educators. that before they sell a program, they've actually got to prove that people can use it to make money. And I don't mind being the pioneer, and we've started a bit of a trend.
Great.
Some people don't like it. Sure.
It's a new world.
It is a new world.
Let's just roll back a bit. What did you learn in Abundance? Because Abundance was like this, only a bit longer version, and you know this is similar. What did you learn? Because it was a shock, wasn't it? Because you were in the army, came in here, hello. Next minute we're doing stuff. Yeah.
I learned to dance. Abundance was life-changing. In fact, I'll tell you, I'll share a couple of things about Abundance. Firstly, I wrote down, I didn't know trading. I wrote down a goal, and be very careful what long-term goals you write down. Because my 5-year goal was to be an internationally renowned speaker on trading financial markets. Now, I'd never traded before.
Just stop there for a second. And who was on stage with like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people with Anthony Robbins, Donald Trump,
Trumpy, yeah.
and we just called him Trumpy. Okay, Trumpy and Anthony. I'll actually call him Tony. And who was the other one?
Robert Kiyosaki.
And who was on stage presenting in Melbourne?
Me. Yeah.
Careful what you write on your gold card. And how was that feeling? How many people in the audience?
5,500.
And how long were you on for?
47 minutes.
Was that interesting?
Where's my financial controller this year?
No pressure.
They said if you go over time, you'll never speak on stage at this level again.
Exactly.
So I was spot on the second.
Okay. Put this stuff out there. Who would have thought if we go back 7 years ago, because this is 6.5 years ago he did this program in the army. What would the army know? What would you know? Who would have thought, oh, by the way, you'd be on stage with Anthony Robbins or Tony and
Robbo.
Bob. And Trumpy, and talking to 5,500 people, and and heading up your own international trading company. Who would have thought that?
Well, I certainly wouldn't have.
No.
And can I tell you why Abundance was such a profound experience? We had to all stand up. It was probably about 110, 115 people in the room. It was a 5-day residential. If you ever get to do a residential with Roy, jump at the opportunity. The first thing he did is we literally, everyone had to stand up. And he said, "Who are you?" And of course, I had to be very careful how I answered that, but I said, "I'm a major in the army." And I remember distinctly Roy said, "No, I didn't ask you your job. I asked, who are you?" Now, the funny thing is I didn't have an identity other than a military machine. That was my identity. And the army is not a job, it is a lifestyle. You know, we were on, when I was at Abundance, we were on 12 hours notice to move.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, it was phone call and we were gone,
out of there.
Gone again for between 9 and 12 months.
And how much of that do you think is it head and heart in that job? It's all head.
There's no heart.
And it's all about an assassin driven by fear. It's all driven by fear. And that's the job. So the connection is very hard for him. Just like the police, you know, and you'll see the riot guys, they're driven by fear. You can see their anger as they're holding these batons and they're holding back the crowd who are angry to them. Can you see the violence of that? And so that's the environment. And we talk about environment. And what's down here is not the same man that I met. He has changed and softened. And not that he wasn't a good man and didn't have great values and stuff like that, but there's a huge difference in who I see, and I've been watching this unfolding of him. Beautiful man. Beautiful man. And this is that balance too, that as a beautiful man can get off put away the gun and bring up the heart and also keep the cash flow and build this. And this guy's extremely successful here. So, what else did you learn from Abundance? What have you been learning over these years? What are the clues?
What have I learned? What are the clues? Well, success leaves clues. I don't know where I got that from. Success leaves clues. One of the things, and I've written pages of notes. Anybody else written pages of notes so far? Yeah. Let me tell you, this is a very valuable 3 days. What has really stood out is that is your income is directly linked to the amount of value you create for other people. You do, because by teaching 1,000 people to trade, you change 1,000 families, and the roll-on effect is quite huge. So we need to, certainly I had to get out of my space. You know, when I was running around at parties, I used to almost ask the question, how much do you earn? I shouldn't have been asking that question. I should have been, how many people's lives do you change on a daily basis? The wealthiest people I know wouldn't have a clue what their personal income is. They certainly know what their company's income is. But they change people's lives on a daily basis. That's what they do. And the biggest standout theme from one doing in abundance and then going back and doing a repeat and then literally wearing a purple shirt and assisting. Every time I went back to another course, I learned something more about myself, and I also learned something more about how I can assist other people. But most importantly, you've got to be passionate, like openly passionate about what you do. I could talk about gold charts all day because I'm passionate. Anyone know about gold? Anyone heard of something called gold? It's amazing to trade. So you've got to be really passionate, but if you are, you can literally change people's lives, and that's amazing.
So let's just talk about your why here, Lockie.
Mm-hmm.
If you take that on board, what difference you reckon Lachlan can have for someone like Audrey Hepburn here to trade from home, or anyone who would like to train and earn 25,000, 50,000 a year or something like that in half an hour a day, whatever, you know. What difference you reckon Lockie could make to your life if he could show you how to do that? And what difference could that be to a single mum or a single dad with kids, or anyone, or even a family? And the good thing about this business is it happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and you can set it up. So what your traders do, Lockie, it's about half an hour. They can go up to 2 hours if they get really involved.
Yeah, Roy asked a couple of really good questions as we got here a couple of days ago about what is it to be a professional trader. And a lot of people actually don't understand professional trading. Most professional traders will only trade up to a maximum of 2 hours per day. That's it. A lot of people think professional trading is 24/7. It's not.
Right.
And you basically select the time that you trade. When my professional traders send you an SMS and say it's now time to trade, then that's probably a pretty good time to start. Most professional traders will only trade maybe 35, 40, 50 minutes, and then they're done for the day. Now, with a market that turns over, on average, about 1.34, no, in fact, we'll go another step, 134 billion euro per hour.
Just repeat that number.
134 billion euro per hour.
I think that could be some...
There might be room for $100.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe
you see
a couple
this
of hundred.
tsunami that's coming through, could you put a little thimble in there and take a bit of that? You know, like, you know, a little bucket, you know. Yeah, because you can go to the ocean of abundance with a teaspoon, or you can go with a bucket, or you can get a pump.
Or a pump truck. Yeah. Everyone's seen those pump trucks running around? You can do that, yeah. Another thing about professional trading too, and this is fundamental, who's picked up that the big banks are announcing record profits right now? Okay, so we've all picked it up. Are they shy about announcing that on the front page of the newspaper? Oh, okay. Are they buying and holding things and hoping they go up in value? Or are they trading the market in both directions? So they wake up, well, in fact, I'll ask a contextual question. What are the markets going to do next Wednesday? We'll probably be plummeting, sure, that's normal for a GFC. But if you wake up in the morning, open your laptop and the market's going down, then surely you want to be trading down. If you open your laptop the following morning, it goes back up, then we want to be trading up. And when I get an opportunity, I'm actually going to show you exactly how to trade the market in both directions. So confidentiality is going to be pretty important. And
Great.
yeah, we'll need a hands up on that one. Yeah.
So we're thinking tomorrow morning we'd like to show you some of that those who could remember to get up and be here on time.
Don't have to be on time as a trader.
However, to get Lockie, and he charges a lot of money for this kind of stuff, and he's given to you for free. So, in fact, there could be an opportunity for you to kind of have a look at this as a real serious thing. I just want to, because we're going to go to afternoon tea, and I want to talk to Roscoe on part of a little other bits and pieces here, but I just want to come back to what this has meant to you, because I got you up because I want to talk about MISs and the importance of the business, because you know how to make money. And you've moved a lot from being in the army where they did everything for you. All you did was show up and your money went in the bank. Remember that?
Oh yeah, very much so.
And then you got this new business called, well, I've got to make the coffee and I've got to, you know, pay my super and I've got to, you know, a whole things, and I didn't know it was like that. So this has been a great learning curve, and you're turning over millions of dollars here. You're in your business.
Yeah, my business.
Yeah. And you know, you've got an accountant and stuff like that, and you know, MISs are really important for this. Okay, in other words, to get a handle, just like you get a handle on the pulse of the markets.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
a handle of your money.
Yes.
On the pulse.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
If you want to start a small business, if you don't have an MIS, then your books will look like a bag of spaghetti.
Yeah.
And the ATO will be onto you very quickly if that's the case.
And if you're in a business like this where ASIC's onto you, can I tell you, I traded with MF Global. I don't know if who knows about MF Global, one of the largest trading organisations in the world. And in the US, they went down, and some men did some funny things, and it affected the Australian. I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars with them. They're like a trading bank. They're just closed down, bang, over and done with. And I'm only a small trader. I didn't even have any money in the market. It's in the bank. Bang, stopped. We're now into 2 months now while they're sorting it out, and the liquidator's been appointed, and we're just waiting. And in actual fact, we think we'll get our money back, but that's the dynamics of the industry when people don't act with integrity. And some of the guys in the US, the managers, the owners of the business, did some silly things. We won't go there. However,
I was about to launch an MF Global, but
stop it, otherwise put you in a box. So this is not you, and you use a trading platform which is different anyway. So there's some stuff about this for everyone to learn, but I just grateful that you're here, Lockie, and grateful for our connection, and grateful to watch this man. I have great respect for him and his integrity and who he is in this and how he's showing up, and it's impressive.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And when you sat in that audience as a major,
yes, yeah, when I sat in the audience,
you wouldn't imagine 7 years you'd be here, not only with the 5,000, but this audience of your own company, and then presenting that and presenting Lockie.
Oh, never. I was the guy in the back row with my arms crossed. So everyone, all the boys with arms crossed, and now I'm crossing them. I was the guy in the back of the room with the arms crossed. You know, this can't possibly work, all this spiritual stuff that's just la la la. Well, can I tell you, exactly what you ask for is exactly what you get. So if you ask, why am I so fat? Well, guess what? It's exactly what you're going to get. And please hang off every word that the staff and Roy say. They're not saying it for... No, I'm not allowed to say rude words. They're not saying it for giggles. All right, there's other words that go with that. They're not saying it for giggles. They're saying it out of genuine love and interest for your welfare and your financial future. In fact, TI is about to launch a 1,000 Millionaires initiative. And to build on what Audrey was saying, we actually have the first disabled trading scholarship in Australia, where we take disabled kids and teach them how to trade. Now that's good fun, but in saying that got us on Sky News, and also private dinner with Trumpy, which was...
And could you imagine that a disabled person could actually use a screen? And I mean, we've got people that have no hands that can... Absolutely. Yeah, and they even have talking ones now. And they've got a fair bit of time on their hands, some of these people, to actually look at that. And again, we need an hour a day or whatever it is. And not to make them different or anything, because it's great skill too. And this is not for everyone, and it's not easy, it's just very simple. It's the gym. It's a very interesting gym, and it takes...
Very high-paying gym.
to get away from greed and impatience, which is, again, emotional issue, which is why 90% of all traders lose. And it is a masculine problem. And women have their masculine side as well as men have their feminine side. So we're not talking men and women, we're talking masculine and feminine. We're talking about how we operate and how we nurture and create an opening for an opportunity. How we give up fear and get aligned. And I'm going to assure you, this is your future. This is where your super funds are going to come in to line to start taking charge and trade your own. And we can do this step by step. What Lachie teaches is paper trading, of course, no risk, or low risk in the sense of there is no money apart from a trading account. And people can get into those. You have accounts as low as $1,500, and you have accounts
when you start live, $1,500, yeah.
And people have, like, I'm suggesting $10,000 and $20,000. But it's not like a lot of money. And if we can assist there in the disabled ones, or any ones for that matter, that's really going to be exciting. So tomorrow we're going to talk a bit about how do we do this. Maybe we entice Lachie to share some of his secrets. He'd be interested in this game, just curious. All right, so let's just sit down. 3 tips, Lachie, what you've learned, what you think's important from your graduation of abundance to getting to here on your journey.
6.5 years of lessons in 3 points.
Yes.
Wow.
No pressure.
No. No pressure. First point, I probably would have never said this 6 months ago or 6 years ago. I'm waiting for Spirit to give me the answer. I would never have said that 6 years ago.
So say it again.
I'm waiting for Spirit to give me the answer.
So Spirit is our guide. Spirit always knows better. Like Google, knows everything.
Google does.
And if Spirit is your guide, it's a huge... In other words, that's like surrender. That's like stepping away and looking for the clues. And the clues are always given. There's always breadcrumbs left. And as Brendan Bayes would say, always pick them up before the birds do. You know, get onto the breadcrumbs. Yep.
Point
number 2.
Always have a coach and mentor.
Wow. Yeah.
You got to. You got to. If you want to do what I do, then get coached by someone that's already walking the walk.
That's getting outstanding results consistently.
Correct.
That's a very important. You just don't want a coach who's just coach. You want an outstanding coach who's getting consistent results, and success leaves clues. Well done.
Well, success leaves clues. That's massive. But in saying that, probably the most important thing that I've learned is we actually need to start believing in ourselves. That's massive. I think Australia has a self-esteem problem. We don't have a weight problem. We have a self-esteem problem. And what we need to do is we actually need to start believing in ourselves and the fact that our little voice inside might actually be right, Miss Hepburn, might actually be correct. And that little voice, I couldn't, when I started my abundance journey with Roy and the rest of the crew, I couldn't listen to my little voice because my ego kept on getting in the way. Now I listen to my little voice every day, and it's amazing the guidance you can get from within you. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, there's a problem. So follow your voice. Success leaves clues. And the other one, which was very good, and you've all hopefully written it down. What was that?
It's like Perry, you know, like 3 things. There's this one, and what was the third one? Remember that? Lost the president.
Oh, yeah, coach and mentor. No, in fact, one of the reasons I'm sitting here is because I'm not very good at commercial property. I was the one that went to Roy and said, that's interesting, you've got an empty commercial, you put your business into it and increase the value of the commercial property. I've got a business looking for a new place, and there's a lot of commercial property for sale at the moment, and it's going, dare I say it, dirt cheap.
Yeah. And he's got the magic key, which is his people to take that space on. And Lachie lives in the Sunshine Coast, and he can have his place anywhere in the world, and he can have it right near where he lives, and have his own commercial place and put his trading room, which actually is a virtual room. He has a trading room that you go online, and you don't have to go to his room, the room is online.
Yeah.
And all the screens are up, and you've got it, and you've got a code, and you're in.
Professional traders say, oil, get ready, 3, 2, 1, please buy oil at this price now, and then they trade it live in front of you so you can see exactly what they're doing and copy it. It's the fastest way to learn to trade is copy someone else already doing it. And so, it's catching on. Fancy that. It's catching on.
Who's learning something here? Good job. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Well done. Beautiful.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's welcome up Lockie. Let's give him a... He's got it.
We'll just learn how to do that in a couple of seconds. Hello and welcome and hello. Did everyone enjoy lunch?
Yep.
Awesome. I've got 30 minutes to share with you 5.5 years worth of research and development. So I need to move quickly, but I need to move decisively. I learnt that very effectively in the army. The key is we today need to cover a number of markets. I need a number of volunteers. People are coming up all day going, can I please be the volunteer? My end state in 30 minutes is to have someone that has never traded before, ever, be able to pick a high probability signal and take about $1,000 off the market on Friday night. Pick me, yes, pick me. The reason being is that the last data for the best night to trade was actually Friday night. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go back to a beautiful trade 10 months ago and, hey, wow, look at this. We're going to go to the most current data, the most current chart, the most current market, and you guys are going to tell me where to trade, both up and down. Okay, that's fundamental, both up and down. Now, in saying that, a couple of things I need to cover. It's something I prepared earlier. This piece of paper, GFC. What does GFC stand for? Global Financial Crisis. I completely disagree. GFC stands for good for cash flow, period. Now, the reason I say that, I'm going to say that on a pretext. You can trade the market in both directions. You make exactly the same amount of money when the market goes up as when it goes down. The market's been going down for 3 years. Now, you can trade down just like you can trade up. And as a result, if the market's been going down for 3 years, have people been making money or losing money? Both. The people that know how to do this have been cleaning up. The people that don't know how to do it, superannuation funds, are getting hammered. Okay, my first point. My second point, BHP. BHP on the Australian share market. What does BHP stand for? Broken Hill Proprietary. It does. It also stands for buy, hold and pray. Because guess what most people have been doing in their investing in the share market or the financial markets for the last 30 years? Buy, holding and praying, because their parents taught them, and you might have heard this before, buy across multiple asset classes and you can't lose. Well, what has the GFC just done? It has redefined the trading and financial markets forever. How long is the GFC here for? Well, ever. Bloomberg came out on Thursday night and said, we think GFC phase 2 is arriving in 3.5 months' time and it's going to be worse than before. Now, what do the big banks do when they hear that? They love it. Now, key point is, BHP for most people is a company. For me, it's a concept, buy, hold and pray. But that concept, that investing style of I'm going to buy something, I'm going to sit on it for as long as I can, I'm going to hope it goes up in value, not working during the GFC. Does everybody agree that that's probably not a good way to go? Yeah. What are your superannuation funds doing at the moment? Are they buy, holding and praying? Yeah. And how that's going for them? It's not. Now, key point about trading up and down, one of the most fundamental things you need to understand is that trading up and down is very simple. It's very easy. I'm going to show you how to do it in under 30 minutes. And if you wake up tomorrow morning and the market's crashing, what does that mean for you as a professional day trader that trades for 45 minutes a day? Yeah, if it's running down, you run with it. If it's running back up, you run with it. The key point is professional day trading is not about I'm going to buy and sit on it for a long time and hope it goes up. Professional trading is about going to a rugby match with both jerseys on. Whoever wins, you walk away wearing their jersey. Right, so now, and to bring this into context, next Wednesday, what are the world financial markets going to do? You tell me. Who knows? So when you do open your laptop, this is my trading infrastructure. be it I sit in a cafe or sit on my couch, I'm at work. Do you think Tora Bora has got internet connection? Fiji, New Zealand? Has Tasmania got internet connection yet? My point is, anybody like travel? Hands up, who likes travel? Okay. Imagine if you could take your business with you, no staff, no warehouse, no inventory, and you just log on, and if there's a perfect trade, you take it. Now, where's my favourite financial controller? Where's she hiding from yesterday? $27 and...
12 cents. Forget the 12.
I think it was 27.13 or 27.12.
12.
12. Oh, here we go.
Big mistake.
That's a 2. What I want to do as an hourly rate, I just want to completely blow that out of the water. I want to blow $1,000 an hour out of the water as well. And I'm going to try and do that under 30 minutes. Now, LTR, one of the most important concepts. LTR stands for live trading room. For me, what does that mean? It means a team of professional traders actually calling the signals for you live in the market. So even if you don't know what you're doing, the professional traders are there live to physically say, please get in here now at this price. Here is your stop loss. Here is your target. 3, 2, 1, go. Now people go, oh, is that happening? It's been happening for 14 years. Okay, now why don't you know about this style of trading? I'll take a key point and I'll take a bit of a segue. The brokers don't make any money out of you. I trade direct with the exchange. So for those that have done some trading, it costs me $2.50 to get into a trade and $2.50 to get out. You see the online brokers are like, well, we've cut our charge to $30 each way. Well, who's winning that game? Brokers. Guess what the banks do? Do you reckon they do this or do this? They are trading the market in both directions with the absolute minimum cost possible to maximise their profits. And right now, are the big banks announcing record profits? Are they shy about it? Do they hide it on the front page of the Australian and say, ha, look at us? So guess what we need to do as little banks? As Roy just said, become the bank. What do we need to do as tiny little banks with $2 grand, $3 grand? What do we need to do? Play the same game. What are most people doing in the GFC? They're hiding under their rocks. Please make the GFC go away. Now the GFC, generally speaking, and this is cutting down a very long presentation to be very short, if a market falls, it normally takes a factor of 3 to go back up. We've been falling for 3 years. So how long is it going to take to go back up? Maybe, you call it 6 to 9 years, 9 years worse. So what does that mean for market volatility, bouncing up and down? Do you think Europe's going to remain volatile for a little while? Yeah, so guess what we should be doing? Trading Europe. If we can trade in both directions, and Europe goes down tomorrow, up tomorrow, does it really matter? No. We need to break out of that 30-year-old taught at school kind of mindset that says you can only trade the market up. Buy it here, sell it here and keep the difference. Well, you can actually sell it here and buy it back and keep the difference as well. So it's exactly the opposite. And I can explain that during the webinar. That's called shorting the market. So long is going up, shorting is going down. It's exactly the same process in reverse. You make exactly the same amount of money when the market goes up as when it goes down. So based on just that little ounce of knowledge, is there a GFC? GFC's in our heads. Or it's in our papers, it's in our television. I got asked at lunchtime, do I watch the news? I said, why would I waste my time watching anything but the financial news? All I want to know is what people are thinking, and I see their psychology unfolding on the charts. Can I grab the charts up? What we're going to do, we have a very, very quick trading lesson. Okay, very quick trading lesson. Now, very key point about trading. Trading can be very simple. It can be. For a lot of people out there in the education space, they will tell you that trading is complex. Then they'll introduce you to a whole lot of complexities, and ultimately, do we get confused in complexity? Yeah. What is easier? A simpler plan that works or a complex plan that takes hours to break to pieces? Simple? Absolutely. Now, trading is actually, as we look at this chart here, this is a gold chart from Friday night. So anybody that's got gold, is that looking good? Well, not if you hold physical gold, but if you trade it. Two very, very different mindsets. I hold gold, please go up. I trade gold, please go down very fast. and then turn around and go back up the other way, and then turn around and go down and go up, because I trade in both directions. I don't care what you do as long as you move. And if gold is not moving, guess what we do? We swap to not silver. No, and there's a reason for that, but we swap to oil. We swap to the Aussie dollar. Anyone heard of the Aussie dollar? Cool. Anyone heard of the Japanese yen? Anyone heard of the euro? What I'm showing you today can trade all of those markets with exactly the same chart, same rules, same trading room, same everything. And you'll note I have one indicator on my chart. That's that purple line. For new traders, when it's pointing down, you trade down. When it's pointing up, you trade up. And I'm going to show you exactly where to get in. Now, in saying that though, can we have the confidentiality raise of hands? Everyone, yes. Okay, because people pay lots of money for me to show them this. Lots of money, because they know how much they can make. Key point is trading is literally this. It's a battle between the green team and the red team. The green team are the buyers. The red team are the sellers. So the green team try and push the market up. The red team try to push the market down. Now, if anybody is blue-green colourblind, don't put up your hands. If you are, we'll change the colour of your charts. Okay, if you're deaf, we'll get your charts to speak to you and tell you where to get in. There are no excuses for not trading the financial markets, other than a decision. Do I want to do this or do I not? Now, bit of a chart familiarisation. How am I going with time?
10 minutes so far.
10, oh, we're steaming. Okay, on the right-hand side over there, on the extreme right, as you look at it, there's a price scale that runs up and down the side of the chart there. Now, the price scale, what we need to do is we need to understand the price scale, because this is very important. Okay, in the price scale, wow, that market didn't move at all. You thought that market was doing nothing. Let me get into it. This is gold. Okay, now every single one of those 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, so there's 10 of those. You see what I'm doing here? The smallest increment of price movement is called a tick. Okay, not the kind of that bites you in the grass. Okay, literally it's called a tick. Now some people spell it T-I-C-K, others T-I-C. It means exactly the same thing. It's like a cent is to $1. So the smallest increment of market movement is called a tick. Doesn't matter if it's moving up or down. On gold, your ticks are worth $10 as a baby trader. Okay, $10 as a baby trader. So we'll go over here. Now, so you've got $10 per tick. Then when you get a little bit better at trading, guess what happens to your tick value? It goes up to $20. So now you're trading $20 per tick. Then when we get a little bit better, what do? We go up even higher. So we go up to $30 per tick. Eventually you'll be sitting around about $100 per tick. Okay, now that is not far along the trading journey. Okay, it's not far. Now, the key is what I want you to do is I want you to get phenomenal at earning $10 ticks. And then once you've doubled your trading account, then go to 20s. Once you've doubled it again, go to 30s. It's part of your capital preservation plan. One of the mysteries about trading, a lot of people think trading is risky. Trading is risky if you do not trade with a stop loss in place. Now, the name suggests stop loss. What is a stop loss going to be doing? Stop you from losing money. Vinny, what happens if we don't put a stop loss in? Oh, well, husband doesn't talk to you all night? Yes? Elias, up in the back corner. When you are being taught to trade, it is fundamental that you have a stop loss and a profit target. If you forget your profit target, just let the market run. That's fantastic. But forgetting your stop loss is fundamental. So the professional traders will tell you exactly where to get into the market and exactly where to get out. We will program your trading pad, which is like a calculator. It's the button you press to get into the actual market. So here's my trading pad, so to speak. You push the button, it automatically sets your targets and your stops for you. So we've actually pioneered one-touch trading. You touch the button when the pro trader tells you to, and then walk away from your computer. Now, why do we walk away from our traders? I see all the boys going, yeah, it's a good point. Why do we walk away? Ego. Can you emotionally affect, or can you will the European market to go up? 134 billion euro every hour. Do you reckon your $100 order is going to sway that market? Do you think if you can reach your computer, you might interfere with the trade? Oh, I've made 50 bucks, I'm getting out now. And then it goes to 400. So when you start trading, the pro traders will say, all right, ladies and gents, wheel away, please. So you've got coasters on your chair and you wheel away. It's very hard to interfere with the trade if you can't touch your mouse. Okay? If you need to go and make a coffee, that's a great time. Okay? Can you get emotional about a chart if you can't see it? There's a big hint there. If you can't see it, don't get emotional about it because it's not a problem. Trading is about trading the market in the direction of the trend. And does everybody know what a trend is? Trend is basically a movement in the market that just keeps on going and then turns around and goes back the other way and keeps on doing that. The beauty about trading any market, now we're going to pick on gold, but this could be Aussie dollar, could be Japanese yen, could be oil, could be euro, could be US, could be the top 500 companies in the US called, dare I say it, the S&P 500. Now, why do I teach people to trade the S&P 500 and not an individual share like BHP? Now, I say that we are professional traders, not punters. A lot of people go, oh, I'm a share trader. As soon as I find out that someone is buying individual shares, there's a big hint that they're not professional. Now, why is that? It does give us more volatility, yes, but an individual share can go to the value of 0 overnight with no warning. And what happens to your trading plan and your trading account? 0. If one of the companies on the S&P 500 fail, the S&P 500 doesn't become the S&P 499, it gets replaced. And if one of the companies on the S&P 500 fail, there's 499 other companies like Microsoft, pretty small company, holding your position secure. So I don't trade, nor will I ever teach people to trade individual shares, and I never teach people to hold overnight positions. What happens in the market overnight? Can the US have a correction? Oh, absolutely. And what happens when the US sneezes? We catch a cold and we get hammered. So what we need to do is we need to change our, I'm a share trader. No, I am a professional trader that trades the market in whatever it offers me when I open my laptop in the morning. I sleep safe knowing that all my money is in my bank, and even if we have a global meltdown overnight, makes no difference to me, but will to my super fund, which is getting drilled. That's for that, not my self-managed super fund, mind you. I'm in one of the, Roy mentioned it, one of the 2 super funds in Australia that I cannot pull my money out and do something else with. Police and Army. Thanks very much, Defence. Either way, do I need my self-managed super fund if I can, do I need my normal super fund if I can trade? Not at all. When I turn 65, that will just be a nice surprise. Unless they increase compulsory retiring age to 75, then it'll be a nice surprise then. Now, let's get into trading. And I had 2 volunteers that came up to me and said, look, I'd really like to be a volunteer. Now, one young man just here. So what is your name? Patrick. Okay, Patrick, can I borrow you just to stand here for a second? I'm going to teach Patrick, but I'm going to be teaching all of you at the same time. Now, Patrick, you'll need a microphone. Now, Patrick is a brand new trader. He said, Lockie, I want to trade gold. Does everyone know what gold is? Yeah. Awesome. I would say back to Patrick, all right, Patrick, as a junior trader, you only ever trade in the direction of the purple line. So, he waits for Europe to open. Time scale down the bottom for us in Queensland, amazing Queensland, Europe opens at 6 p.m. of a night time. So if you want to do what you do 9 to 5 and then come home and try and beat your salary doing this, then fantastic. If you want to trade the Aussie dollar during the day, great. If you want to trade the yen, Singapore, we can get right into that during our hour webinar. Either way, Patrick, you've got the red team versus the green team. Okay, and all you're going to be doing is you're going to be telling me, after Europe opens at 6 p.m, after it opens, who has started to take control of that market, the red team or the green team? In fact, let me put my cursor on a candle just about here. Say this big red one just here. Who is in control of that market? The red team or the green team?
Red.
The red team. So sellers or buyers in command. There's a big hint if the market drops off what they're doing to it. So what we do is, I say in the live trading room, we're going to wait for the buyers just to try and push this market up. Did everybody see just here the green team have had a crack at this? And what did the red team come in? They came in and completely outflanked them. So the green team went, we're the buyers, we're going to push the market up, and the sellers went, no, you're not. And can I point out something? And it's a question for Patrick. On this big red candle here, Patrick, have the sellers completely engulfed the last two buying campaigns? Two greens, and they've completely destroyed them.
Yes.
So what would you do? Do you want to be selling the market and running with the sellers, or buying it and trying to push it back up against a multi-trillion-dollar market?
Selling.
Selling. Is that a good answer? Yes, that's a brilliant answer. So we are in a really nice position at 6:35 on Friday night to sell gold. Or if you want, we're just going to take advantage of a market as it falls. That's all we're going to do. So in this case here, we are going to draw a little blue line across the chart. Let me just bring this up. Okay, a little line across the chart. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to find out on the right-hand side, that actually tells us that that sell candle confirmed at 1653.8. Okay, so 53.8. Now, you're a brand new trader, Patrick, so you're trading a $10 tick. How much money do you want to make out of this trade? Now, that's a loaded question. $100?
Yes.
Okay, good answer. $100. The reason I say that, when people start trading, their first goal is $100 per trade. Just want to make $100 and I'm done. Now, $100, if your tick value is $10 per tick, how many ticks do we need the market to move before you've made your $100? 10 ticks. So let me move the gold market on Friday night down 10 ticks. We go from 53.8 to 52.8. And our trade is finished. Done. You're out. You've got your $100. You're gone. Thanks very much. Now, very key point. This is a 5-minute chart. How long do you reckon it takes each candle to form? 5 minutes? 5 minutes. We're locking it into 5 minutes. Now, why do we use a 5-minute chart? Because we've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds to get all the junior traders ready to get in before the candle confirms. Okay, very, very, very important. Now, key point is the market has literally picked him up on this candle, and on the same 5-minute candle has dropped him straight through his 10-tick target. So you are now on
$100.
$100 in 5 minutes. What's that as an hourly rate? It's getting up there. Now, in saying that, Patrick, you've been trading for a little bit longer, so now you're on, let's up the ante slightly, $30 a tick. You're on $30 a tick. You get into the trading room, you log in over night time, you say, right, I'm ready to go, guys. My daily goal is $300. At $30 a tick, how long does he need the market to drop to get his $300? 10 ticks. 10 ticks. Did the market stop at 10 ticks? No. So guess what you do as a moderate trader starting to get your idea about trading? You stay in the market short until it runs out of steam. Then you turn around and take it back the other way. I'll jump on that at the end. The key point is, obviously the sellers have taken control. Here's our entry candle just here. And we all agree, does everybody agree the sellers have got control of this market at that point? Okay, this is not, if you're the Fibonacci's of the world, the red team are winning here, so let's back the red team. That rundown, just to give you an idea, we all know what ticks are. That rundown there sort of ran out of steam around about, we'll call it 8s because that'll be easy, 46.8. Ran out of steam there. and your entry was 53.8. So 53.8, 46, 70 ticks. 70 ticks times $10 is how much? 70 ticks times $100 per tick is how much? 7 grand. If you want to earn 70 grand a year, do that 10 times. Yeah, well, how long did it take? It took, well, I mean, it's a big target, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Or you've been at work for an hour and 5 minutes, 7,000 bucks. Thanks, I'm done. I might go and cook dinner now. Now, the funny thing is you don't go for a 70 tick target when you first start. You go for 10s, then 20s, then 30s, then 40s. But I'd suggest that we're looking at, just in that candle alone, probably 50 tick targets being paid, and you were in the charts for 15 minutes. Now, it works in both directions because the fact is that the psychology of the market, fear and greed, drive the world financial markets. News spikes it, but fear and greed drive it. All we need to do is we need to work out who's in command, and then we just literally sit with them. At this point in time, the market is in what we call a stalling pattern. Right, literally in a stalling pattern where no team has got definitive control. Now, key point, junior traders never trade back towards the purple wave. Okay, so if the purple wave is doing this, it's really fat or it's flat, you just sit on your hands and say, well, this market's not doing anything. I'm not interested. Okay? So Patrick, at this stage as a junior trader, you're on 100 times 20 per hour, so 2 grand an hour. As a senior trader, you're on about $7,000 an hour. Now, key point, the junior traders and senior traders doing exactly the same thing. Same trading room, same signal, same market, same everything. The big boys are just trading, big boys and girls trading with more money. Now, I need my second volunteer. Who's my second volunteer? Spoke to them at lunchtime. Oh, young lady, yes. Marge and Mary Poppins. Patrick, can we have a quick round of applause for Patrick? Thank you. Patrick, you've achieved your goal. Can I grab that mic? And I'm going to grab Marge. Marge said to me, Lockie, I want to learn how to trade. I said, fantastic. You're going to be longing the market or taking advantage of the market as it goes back up again. So, Marge, can you jump where Patrick was? The key point is, if a market goes down, what's it likely to do? Go completely off our chart. You can see here's our trade up here that we took when we got home from dinner, or we got home to cook dinner. Like, oh, there's a nice trade, I might take that. Then the market just mucks around to around about 11 p.m. and then says, you know what? I think I might go back up again. Now, do we know what drove this financial market? Do we care? No, of course we don't. Because if the green team start winning, and winning convincingly, who do we join? The green team. And we sit with them until they get to our profit target, and then you've achieved your daily goal, and then you leave. It's the number one reason why traders fail. They don't do what they're told. They don't follow a plan. Anyone been presented any plans this weekend? Having done Abundance 6.5 years ago with a beautiful girl up the back who just came up and said, Lockie, I met you at Abundance. I'm like, oh, yes. Key point is, guys, I've been following the plan. Roy's presented you with a number of plans. Select your plan and just go with it. Just run with it. But key point, we trade in the direction of the purple wave. Has everybody got that? Okay, now there's many things behind the purple wave, 5.5 years worth of work. I won't go into the algorithm behind it. Suffice to say, would everybody agree at this point, with this big green candle here, that the buyers have finally started to take control of all of these sellers that were sitting in there trying to push the market back down again? Yeah, now the pro trader's job is to point this out to you. Okay, we're not making higher highs just here. We're failing to break that level. We're failing to break this level. So what would we be doing at that point in time? We're failing to break out, so what would we be doing? Nothing. Or switching to silver, or switching to oil, or switching to the yen or the Aussie dollar, wherever we want to be. If they're not trading gold, guess where they are? They're somewhere else. So we'll just switch charts and go and find them. Okay, it's that simple. We hunt using volume. Now, in saying that, key question, Marge. The buyers have taken control of the market using this big green candle, but there's a warning sign, huge volume to do it. Okay, all the way down the bottom here is a volume indicator. And it says the buyers broke out, but it took a huge amount of volume to do it. Huge amount of volume. So we're going to see if they can actually hold that level. And would you agree at that point in time, Marge, the buyers have just completely taken off to the upside?
Yeah.
Yeah, so who's in control? The green team or the red team? Green team? Absolutely. So let me blow this up for you. Here's our control candle. And you'll note 2 candles before, the sellers have pushed us down into the purple wave and failed, and the buyers have grabbed it and shoved it back through. That's why the buyers around the world trading on fear and greed have now got confidence to buy. So what do? Is that as the ship goes past in that direction, we step straight back on it and run with them until we get to our profit target. Now, how much money, Marge, do you want to make on this trade? Or choose a tick value first. Are you a 10, a 20, a 30 or 100?
Oh, I'll go 100.
100? Straight into it. $100 a tick. How much money do you want to make? Because I've got about 2 minutes. So how much money?
$2,000.
$2,000. At $100 a tick, how far does gold have to go? 20 ticks. Do you think gold has the propensity to move 20 ticks? Yes. Yeah. So here is our entry. We've all agreed. There is our entry. Let me push a different button. I need a line across my chart. There is my entry at 51.2. So I needed to go to 53.2 and you've earned your $2,000. 53.2 is there. And it took you, in fact you got paid on this earlier candle, but we're going to be pessimistic, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes and you're done and dusted for the day. Now we pick up about 300 trades a day. So do you think you're going to miss the only trade on gold in 1954? No. What I need you to do is I want you to break away from the buy, hold and gee, I hope it goes up mentality. Because the big banks have been doing this for years. For years. And just to squash the chart, do you think there's any volatility in gold? Let me show you. Okay, now this, the data on the screen, just there, bouncing up and down and doing everything that it does, that is basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, last week on one market. And I teach you to trade around 60. So you choose whatever. If you want to trade 9 o'clock in the market, 9 o'clock in the morning, great. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. These markets are open 24/7, or 24/7. 24/5 for professional traders because we take time off. That's why I'm wearing a t-shirt. I ran out of collars, I only packed 3. I've burnt them up. Marge, are you happy with your $2,000? It took 35 minutes.
Very happy.
So what hourly rate are you on? A lot?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot? Keep it $100 ticks, is that as far as you can go? No, I've got clients trading $1,800 ticks. Guys, you start on 10, can't get any smaller. Well, you can, on the British pound, $6.50 a tick. But that's just another market we'll teach you. Has anybody learnt something from today? Is this important, trading the market in both directions?
Yes.
Is it fundamental to me, fundamental to my success? Absolutely fundamental. And to give you an idea of how different the charts are, oil versus currency versus this versus that, I'll just switch to a European currency market. See any massive differences between it? No? Green team, red team, purple wave. I'll switch to our highest performing market at the moment, oil. See any commonalities between oil and gold? And we're doing the same thing, guys. Same thing day after day after day after day. And a quick question with no warning, who's in charge of this market? So what do we do when that 5-minute candle matures? We short it. And that's dropped from 60 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 20. That is a 40 tick candle. Times 10 bucks, times $100 is how many? 40 times 100? 4 grand, 5 minutes. Our professional traders trade oil for a reason. It's volatile. And volatility rocks. I'm out of time. Anybody maybe want to come to a webinar and find out a little bit about what we do trading-wise?
Yeah.
I was hoping 1 or 2 of you would join me. So the girls have got some forms that they're going to hand out. Just say, I'd like to come to the webinar. Please email me the invitation and we'll get you guys up and racing into the financial markets. And thank you for understanding the GFC means good for cash flow, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Marge. Thank you, Marge. And Patrick, good job. Good job.
Sensational. Now we're going to allow 2 quick questions. There's one there, and there was someone else that had their hand up and they wanted to ask something.
Second question on trading.
Lachlan, with you're trading live, so
Yes.
we don't have, say, the right-hand side of the screen, do we?
Correct.
So do we actually see the purple line as well when we're live trading with you?
Absolutely. That's a great question. When you log into the live trading room, as you watch my charts, and I actually draw on my charts and say, I think it's going to do this, I think it's going to do that, and eventually you actually match them on your own charts. We've got 10 professional traders. I coach the coaches. So when I'm not projecting my charts, it'll be Pete or Cam based on the Sunshine Coast. It could be Israel, could be London, could be the US. You watch the professional trader that's on duty, you watch their charts, you ask them questions, and they call the trades for you. How fast do you think you can learn to trade the financial markets if they're telling you exactly what to do?
Very quickly.
Very fast.
When you say
Yep.
they call the trades for you, they
Yes.
say, I suggest you buy now.
Absolutely.
They text you,
No, you
or
don't
it comes
have
up
to.
on
You
your
don't
screen, or what?
You don't have to.
This is getting now into all that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be there. Watch the,
Oh,
the
totally.
45 minutes
Faith.
there. And think of the quality question, do you have to? Hello? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to even come on the webinar.
Now, we've got about 120 years worth of trading experience in the team. You don't have to take their calls if you don't want to.
You
Thanks,
watch.
Lachlan.
Paper
Awesome.
trading's a very good thing to do for a little bit, just a paper trade. Don't use any money of your own. And that way, paper trade...
What is paper trading?
No,
Trading on the computer, but your trading pad is not linked to an account. So make sure you can earn $1,000 a day, or Patrick, $100 a day. Do it for 3 months, and then you're ready to go live. One more question, and then I've got to run to the back of the room.
oh, there's one. So hold it whatever it is.
We're good.
Who's thinking that when you look at that hourly rate, when you go back and you do your $20, $30 and $40, I'm not saying you should give that up, but can you see this hourly rate difference? Yes. And you also see the leverage of this game. So you're adding a lot of value, leveraging that, and you're in control. Now, those are the ones who stood up before have got their own self-managed super funds.
Oh, yeah.
They can just do this with that, okay? And although he's in the army and he's got what's called a defined benefit fund, and they won't give him the money because it's the government. Trust me, I'm the government. We'll give it to you at the end sometime, which we remember. Where the others, most of you here have got your own funds, and you can switch that. We're going to talk a little bit about that to do that. This is one of your 5 revenues. Remember I told you don't land? And some people are going to be, this is going to be very important. To others, this is something just to notice. I'd encourage you all to come online to have a little look though. And this man's great. And you can see why we align with him. Because he aligns with the principles that we're talking about. And that's been this entire conversation, don't buy and hold, but trade. Whether it's real estate, we trade. The only buy and hold ones, we buy a commercial, which are long-term, set-in escalation value increases with the rentals. But our residential, we know it's a horrible market. And the difficulty with real estate is you can only work one way. You can't short commercial real estate, unfortunately. You've only got one direction, hoping it'll go up. If it's flat or goes down, you're out of the game. So you've only got, of the 3 choices, one. In this market, we know which way it's going, and it's the wrong way. The red team's winning. In the share market, it doesn't matter. And it's just that ability to be able to trade it and not get attached to it. So, fantastic. Thanks so much, Lockie, for sharing your wisdom. We'll come back to the team. They've got the forms there. Put your name down. Our team will come back to you with a time for this, and Lockie will be on, I'll be on too. Who's going to be on, by the way? I'm just curious. Yep, we're going to have most of you on.
Thank you very much.
And it'll be a great day, great hour.
Well, hopefully the markets are volatile and scary,
We
and
can
we'll
have a
just hammer it. It'll be great fun.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Let's give him a big hand here.
That's the business. All out is